I'm your huckleberry.
Is it time for the showdown on the OK Corral? Here in the Sportsocracy,
it doesn't matter what song I play off that, you're gonna bitch about it.
Did you download the entire Red Dead Revolver pack? Is that what happened here?
I do. That song very well may be on that game.
It probably is. It's not, as the great Jack Black has taught us, it is not just a video game. Are you
willing to pay the royalties there, though, Tanker? You want to pay some royalties or what?
Well,
let the man play the royalty freeze.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, here's the thing. All right, I think I have a song that
I mean, as far as fight songs go, it's not one of the worst ones. So, I mean, if you're gonna have to hear it over and over and over again, I guess that's the one I'd have to go with.
Let's go!
Oh, God damn it! They did it again. It's a well fought game. And
here's the
way
thing.
to go, Nick Saban. You outcoached Kirby Smart again.
You want to know why you show up to these here live streams early? To see still possibly drunk Jeremy doing the Numa Numa dance to the Alabama fight song. Woo! Roll Tide!
Well, we got an interesting afternoon coming, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. The one thing, I mean, the people that I, feel the worst for right now is the College Football Playoff Committee. Because they're going to
bad for them at all.
Up one way or the other. There's no good solution here. There is no good solution to how these rankings are going to come out at noon today.
There's 100% a good solution. You just don't want to admit it because you don't want to admit that an SEC team cannot make this. You can't. You painted yourself in this corner. I said it from the fucking get-go. And you know what? I don't love doing this, but I told you. I told you. Well, here's the thing. You cannot speak out of both sides of your mouth, which is what this committee has done all year long. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, Georgia's the best team. Well, you haven't played the toughest schedule. You haven't looked like the best team. Then why the hell are you number one? Oh, because we're doing that criteria thing. Oh, shit. Well, by the criteria, you have to go Michigan 1, Washington 2, Florida State 3, Texas 4. In the message, repeat the line. This whole fucking meeting should have taken 9 seconds. Hey, that's what we have to do, right? Everybody's going to be pissed because it's not the 4 best teams? Okay, cool. But we did this to ourselves? Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Rob Johnson said the ACC is the worst in the Power 5. You're on fucking crimes if you don't think the Big 12 is worse. The second best team in that conference was that Oklahoma State team you saw last night.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, and you know what? If only we had a ranking where they had told us who was better than each other the entire. Oh shit, we did. And Florida State's been the top 4 the whole time.
Yeah,
but they don't have the quarterback.
I just want to point out, as the non-college football guy, obviously I watch some, and Jeremy and I usually do Senior Bowl live, and we talk about the draft plenty. So I watch plenty. I just don't follow it as in depth as a lot of you. There's no way that this goes any other way than we talked about. And I'm tired of hearing the narrative of Florida State has a third stringer, so like they can't get it.
Well, they have a second stringer because the one that played last night, there's no shot he ever takes another snap at Florida State.
I don't see how the backup quarterback has anything to do with the outcome of the game. They won.
They did.
Florida State conference champion.
Yep.
Undefeated conference champion.
Yep.
Washington conference champion.
Mhm.
Undefeated conference champion.
Texas
Not undefeated, but still
Not
conference
undefeated.
champion.
but a conference champion.
Yes.
And I don't see how you put an SEC team. If Georgia wins, Georgia would have been in, and there wouldn't have been a huge argument about it. But you lost Alabama.
But they
So
didn't.
Alabama's got your conference championship that you needed to get. That was your golden ticket, and you blew it.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can boil this down and make it make sense to people that want to argue with me. Rob Johnson said Cardell Jones is way better than any backup Florida State's got. We don't know because we've seen Tate Rodemaker for 2 quarters. And then he got decapitated by a Florida defender on a dirty hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the all right, so I'm going to take this from 2 different positions. If you leave Florida State out, then their rival just knocked them out of the playoffs with one of the dirtier hits you'll see all year.
Mm-hmm.
Because the hit on Tate Rodemaker was about as dirty as you'll ever see. It was helmet to helmet on a sliding quarterback. Had he played last night, and he's not great, I'm not telling you he is. He's also a 5th-year senior. If he had played, they'd have beaten Louisville 45-0 last night because I'm not 100% sure if you don't gift Louisville the ball, I'm not sure they would have scored at all. They were horrific. How many times has
Shout out Iowa too. Shout out Iowa not scoring at all.
Let's
Speaking of
go.
not scoring at all.
Hey, you remember what I said the score of that game was going to be? Missed it by 6 points. I had 20-0. It was 26-0.
Right.
If you listen to Jeremy this weekend, you're welcome. I take tips and thank yous in the form of PayPal, Venmo.
Well, you got that one wrong, though, didn't you?
Which one?
The Iowa game?
I got the under right, which is what I screamed
Yes.
above all
Yeah,
else. Take the under.
True.
And that's
good for you.
what you would have done.
Can I
I also
can I
got
direct
Florida
Jackass?
State right.
Mm-hmm. You did.
You get a lot right, Jeremy. Bangers on bangers. Can I address Jackass in the chat? Says that my mustache is giving him serious mixed feelings, both impressed and worried for his niece. Number one,
That's a good line.
I was raising money for charity. We ended up with $704 over the month of November
Strong.
for men's mental
go.
health and health initiatives. I did it in the honor of my dad who passed away early November. And now I'm growing my beard back in to match the mustache. It'll take probably a week, to be honest with you, but we'll be back.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, it's going away, and he gets a.
Comes the money.
Here we go.
And part of that was I have to wear this ridiculous shirt for every live show because we
Gonna
hit
get a win today, baby.
It's JETS.
my Jet shirt that I paid real live dollars out of my real live pocket for.
They're
Can't wait to get this to
you
Goodwill.
mean that NFL football team that's going to get a win today, whether they mean to or not?
Better than the NFL football team that I typically root for. So we'll see.
I want some T's and P's my way because I said this on Twitter last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lifelong New York Jet and Florida State Seminole fan.
Mm-hmm.
In this year, I have had to endure. I went into this year with a Heisman frontrunner and a 4-time NFL MVP with aspirations of winning both a Super Bowl and a national title. This weekend, I had to deal with Brock Glenn, and now I get Tim Boyle. Okay? You want to know why I drink? You want to know why I sound like this on Sundays after a Florida State Saturday night? I want you to bask in what I just said. My liver
terrible.
has been crying since October.
Poor fella.
Yeah.
My
it's been
liver
rough.
left a resignation note on my pillow last night. Said, I'm fucking done. I can't do this shit anymore.
He just can't.
You're either going to have to find new teams or a new liver. Your call.
So what you're saying is Tim Boyle line today.
No.
Bailey
Under
Zappi
no
line
cir-
today?
No. Under no circumstances are you to do any of those things.
Don't
Colin
do it.
Greene says, "Tank, you haven't said anything this morning. What's wrong?" I really have nothing to say. Congratulations, Colin. Way to go. I hope you get into the playoff, and Georgia missed their opportunity. I don't feel like there's a whole lot to say about this because
Well-
we don't really want to get into the conversation of who should be in this thing. And we can
Well-
have that conversation after the show, but I feel like we should focus on the fantasy football for now.
Or, I mean, he is an Alabama fan, so we could focus on I should put a pin in this for our, and we'll move on to fantasy football things. There's no loss in this for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna get real pissed if they leave Florida State out.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I'm gonna have this moment of enlightenment, probably roughly, I don't know, 11 fireballs in today. Did I want to see this team get the fucking piss beat out of them by Washington? No. Did I want to see Michigan hold them to 47 yards in a 60-minute game? No. And then I can enjoy some good college football, but I'm going to bitch mercilessly first.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So.
By the way, just throwing this out there, we are going to cut this off at 12, and we are going to watch the college football playoff release together. Do we have ESPN in here? Don't we?
Yeah, okay. We do.
I can't see it, but it actually might make it more fun that way.
Right. We'll watch the reveal together and give live reactions and all of the talk because, I mean, it's a lot of drama. A lot of drama. Fire away your fantasy football questions for Week 13. We will get to all of them here. I'll try to keep up, and everybody will try to keep me on task. If I miss one, just throw it back in the chat. I'll get to it.
By the way, should we have a new set of releases for our merch store? Should we do that now, or should we wait until tomorrow?
Go ahead if you want to.
I have it. I just have to. I got to get it.
Throw that up there.
Stephen Towle sent me down a rabbit hole, and I saw his name, which reminded me of this. Let's get this bad boy on the screen. Now I haven't gotten the proofs of this yet, so all I've got is the design that goes on it. We're getting there, then we'll talk about fantasy football, I promise.
Going down the path of the Jets collage shirt.
It's in the same vein, but it's for teams that don't suck. But we'll have one of these for every team in the NFL.
This is. I feel like we need to come up with a name for this line.
If I wasn't still actively drunk, I'd already have this done. Boop. Boopity boop. That's for Baltimore. That's for Baltimore. That's our logo with the Baltimore skyline instead of the Asheville skyline.
That's cool.
It's in Ravens colors.
Yeah.
I can't use the Ravens logo for very obvious reasons.
Right. You got to have licensing for all that.
They get super pissed off about that. But yes, we will have one of those for every team in the NFL. There's a few of them I'm going to have to figure out. So, what's Kansas City skyline look like? Because I don't know. I've been to Kansas City. I've never seen it.
That should probably just be the silhouette of a cow standing in a field or something.
Or a bunch of gents sitting around a barbecue grill just going, woo!
Maybe the skyline of the stadium. I don't know.
No.
It's just burnt ends. It's just burnt ends.
Yes, just a plate of burnt ends and mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Mac and cheese would make me feel way better right now.
All right.
Hell yeah.
We usually try to start with some kind of sweeping declaration. Do you have a hammer today that it's just that's the guy?
Well, I got to wait until 11:30. And actually, I'm not 100% sure. Is that game at 4? That game's at 4. So I have to wait until 3 o'clock to tell you my hammer.
Well, that's a long time.
Because if there's no Denzel Ward for Cleveland today, it's Puka Nacua, and it's not really all that close. Because nobody will play him. Nobody. But Greg Newsome on the outside is LMNO awful. And, yes, I want all of that.
Zach Moss.
He took mine. Dang it.
Oh, let's see. Let's see Tank audible to a backup hammer. Ball peen, or is it ball peen?
Ball peen, yeah, that's a hammer. That's a kind of hammer, yeah.
Yeah, and secret to him, I didn't know. I needed him to tell me. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
it's a good guess, man.
It's one with a little ball at the end of it.
Yeah. It's the one that you kill somebody with if you ever decide to do crimes.
I'm not sure what the purpose of that little ball was, but I'm sure it served somebody.
To hit somebody in the skull with, Tank.
Right.
Tank, you can take Zach Moss season. I'll take Michael Pittman Jr.
Okay.
I think that and you mentioned this on, I think it was Thursday's show, that you think that Indianapolis, Tennessee is going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a boring game. It's a wager don't watch. I like a bunch of Tennessee is awful. They're awful. And I think people are going to avoid this game like the plague because the over-under isn't great. And there's only, I think, 2 or 3 games that are listed way like over 43 points.
Mm-hmm.
Colts Titans 42.5. It's got the potential. I'll take it. I'll take Pippen Jr.
Yep. Okay. I now I'm on Zach Moss. I feel like Tennessee is just that team that I don't feel like they're going to get blown out. I don't feel like they ever really do, but they have the potential to have a shootout-y game. And the Colts have holes. I just feel like these are 2 real flawed teams.
I'd love that he just said Tennessee never gets blown out, and they've been beat by 20 points 2 of the last 3 weeks.
Have they?
34-14.
One of them was your team
20
that
to
beat
6.
them. Your team blew them out 3 weeks ago.
I mean,
it was 20 to 6.
Really?
23-16.
I don't know. I feel like these games are always close between these two. And
between these two, you're not incorrect. But
right.
to say that Tennessee never gets blown out,
okay,
that's
maybe
just
I was
not
wrong.
true.
Well, maybe I was wrong. But you know what? I still feel like this is going to be a fun game. And Zach Moss, every time that he's been the sole guy, he's had 120 yards every game.
I'm fine with Zach Moss, but I don't think this is going to be a, quote, fun game. You know what game I think is going to be fun? Miami Dolphins, Washington. Who gives a shit what to call them?
Okay.
Communist commanders, crimes. I don't care.
Washington can make this interesting?
I believe so. I believe, and I don't know how interesting it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I have a weird feeling there's going to be just a shit ton of points.
Yes.
I mean, it's the highest over-under of the slate by 2 full points.
There will be a shit ton of points for at least one of these teams. I don't know about Washington.
Sam Howell's your league leader in passing yards. What are you talking about? He'll put it up. They'll throw the ball. They're going to have to throw the ball because Tyreek Hill is going to score a ton, and they're going to be behind early and often.
Yeah, right. He's 9,600 on DraftKings today. Yeah, just go ahead and do that. It's fine. You know why? Because I think I'm lining up across from him.
Yeah.
Hey, who are we defending Tyreek Hill with? Shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody.
They just let him go. Like, nah, he catches the ball. That's a touchdown. We'll wait till they kick it back.
But do you pay up for that, or do you just hope for the big boom game from Jalen Waddle because he's cheaper?
I mean, you can play Jalen Waddle, but I'm not expecting shit from him.
Okay.
Even in a bad game, Tyreek Hill is still worth points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's his floor today?
25.
That's exactly the number I was going to say. I have Tyreek Hill in every lineup I have. And it's not been that hard because there's so many cheap-ass dudes that I want to play.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill this year has a 47.5, a 33.5, a 35, a 31, a 33.5, a slew of games in the 20s. And the only games that he's been below 15 points, he was directly 15 against New England. He had 10 against Buffalo, and he had 13.5 against Kansas City. 2 of those games were in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's superiorly safe. I love Tyreek today. He's my favorite play of the day.
Let's go to our first YouTube question here.
Okay.
Jack S. Says he needs help here on his running back decision. He's going to make a choice between Joe Mixon and Brian Robinson. To me, that would be Joe Mixon.
Yes.
Okay. So the points that Washington could put up not going to come from dump-offs to Robinson?
They're going to be behind. It's all. I think it's through the air.
I mean, I don't mind Brian Robinson. I like Joe Mixon a lot this week.
Okay.
But now he plays on Monday. It doesn't do shit for you for DraftKings.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing I get.
No, it's a league question.
It's a league question. Yeah. Says wide receiver. I have to choose between Chase, Ridley, Ayuk, and Noah Brown.
That's really easy, and it's Brandon Ayuk.
Has to be Ayuk.
Okay.
One of those games has the second highest implied total in the league, and you're on the right side where they don't have a secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandon Ayuk's top 5 play in the league to me this week. I love him on DraftKings, too.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
I tend to be finding myself. That's actually the beauty of the Puka Nacua call, is that him and Brandon Ayuk are $200 apart. So all I have to do is save the $200, and if Nacua is not a go, say Denzel Ward's in, I just immediately swap him for Brandon Ayuk. I just have to stay sober when they leave Florida State out long enough to remember to do that, because with Denzel Ward, Puka Nacua is a no-no.
All right, Danny.
Read that comment from Notorious B.I.G. because I want to touch on that. I know it has nothing to do with fantasy.
Well,
football.
the people who hate the SEC already obviously don't want Bama in, and it's easy to sort out the ones who don't. Said, I wish people would leave their personal bias and
not a personal bias.
Hatred out, then actually look at the committee rules.
It's not a personal bias. And, I mean, if you want to talk about committee rules, cool. Strength of record is the number one thing. Number one has been every time we've ever picked this. You want to take a stab at what the strength of record is? Oh, it's Michigan 1, Washington 2, Florida State 3, Texas 4. End the message, repeat the line. That's what I said from the beginning. It's not an SEC bias. Do you deserve a team in? Yes. Are you going to get one? You shouldn't, but you probably will. Because it's an SEC bias the other way. Because nobody wants to talk about the fact the Big Ten has been better than you, the Pac-12 has been better than you, so you're the third best conference at best, and yet you're getting this big dick syndrome like you're like nobody plays football like the SEC. Your 3 was Ole Miss. Calm your tits, okay? Yeah. Just calm down.
Right.
You're probably going to get a team in for that reverse of bias. The committee has a bias that you've been the best conference in college football for 10 years, so they sit here like Bird Box going, no, I won't say it. You're way closer to the SEC than you are. You're way closer to the ACC this year than you are to the Big Ten.
Okay. Danny Fans fan, Jahan Dotson or Deontay Johnson?
That one's tough because I like them both. I actually like Curtis Samuel better than I like Jahan Dotson today.
Okay.
Because he gets Cater Kohu.
Who dat?
The slot corner for the Dolphins.
I knew.
That's a great question and exactly the answer we need.
Right. Exactly.
If you're asking who dat, that's probably worth it.
Yeah, who that guy? Who that guy? All right, Curtis Samuel. He's on the radar now.
I like Curtis Samuel a lot today, and he is cheap as shit.
Mm-hmm.
$4,100 hairs.
Next fantasy question. That's a bunch of Cardale Jones stuff.
Stephen Tao just sent me a lineup that it has 3 players that I didn't even vaguely consider, and 3 that we've already said. And he sent it to me before the show really started. So, Smartman.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. Jonna. All the way down to Jonna here. Have everybody on bye. Yeah, I got killed on buys on some leagues this week. Choose 2. DeAndre Hopkins, George Pickens, and Cortland Sutton.
Sutton and Pickens.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right. And then Love or Levis. It is a half PPR if
Love.
That matters.
I don't like it, but it has to be Love.
Love.
Yes.
The Denver Broncos are going to score points. Houston should win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Denver isn't good, but their offense has been better.
Right.
And Sutton's been getting the lion's share of any passed balls. Although for whatever reason, Russell Wilson likes to give everybody like 2 catches and 20 yards.
He's just trying.
I don't understand. He's got like 40. He's like, you look at the stat line after a Broncos game and it's like our 7th receiver of the day. And you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
he's a man of the people. He's trying to make sure that everybody comes to his birthday party.
Right. Look, you do your best cooking with the most ingredients, right?
He just wants to make sure that everybody comes to his birthday party.
First off, Tank, no, that's not how you do the best cooking. 2,
is it not?
Stop this welfare state bullshit and pick a damn receiver so we can get some fantasy points. Fucking Russell Wilson.
There we go. Russell Wilson, the communist. Let's go.
Let's, could we just.
Everybody gets the ball. Everybody gets the ball.
Everybody deserves the ball. You're looking at it the wrong way.
Okay,
Patrick.
all right.
Or,
We need to have
armchair,
all
sorry.
right, let's take a pause for the cause here, and we need to have one of those on-air staff meetings.
Oh, yeah.
He's Captain Canada. All right, so everybody gets free shit. That's his role. All right, you're the Democrat. All right, I get it. We got confused here. And then he took my mantle, and I've never been prouder.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Love it. Love it.
I also love that I just called him Captain Canada. Can we please make a shirt with Armchair's face on it? It's just
hell yeah.
Absolutely.
the Captain America logo, but we take out America, but in Canada. Is that offensive? I don't think it is.
By the way, just has to
Since
mention.
when have we given a shit if it's offensive?
That's
who the fuck are you?
There are like 4 nationalities that you can say whatever the hell you want to because they don't offend easily, and Canada's
Canada's
number
one of them. We do not care. Mm-mm.
They don't give a shit. They'll apologize to you.
Yeah.
Like you said some shit.
Nicest
Hey,
people.
sorry.
Nicest
Sorry.
people.
It's
Which is
all
why,
right.
which is why I love the fact that we have every bit as many people from Canada that watch the show as do from the state we live in.
We have a lovely Canadian woman now that is a health coach down at PhD. I met her this weekend, Jennifer. She is adorable. She started talking to me about tobogganing through the hills, and I was like, oh. I want to put you in my pocket and take you with me.
Nope, that's
She's
crimes.
adorable.
That's kidnapping.
She's
Joey
adorable.
Joey Diaz taught me this. You don't have to have a gun, and you don't have to have a mask or any of that shit. That's kidnapping. Oh shit! Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What?
We got one of these, but I got on the bad page.
I'm your
There we go.
huckleberry.
I was hitting the other one, and it wasn't doing
I
anything.
know what was happening there for a second.
Gage Camplin asked Sleepers of the Day, also one of our great Canadian listeners.
Yes.
Sleepers of the Day. I'm going to let Armchair go first.
Oh,
'Cause I have one that
sleepers
I've
of the
got.
day?
I've got one that makes me so hard in the nether regions that I could go out in the parking lot and bust takes car windows out.
Pat Fryermouth.
I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's a big sleeper.
I was about to say, I don't know that that's a sleeper considering how good he was last week.
David Njoku.
Oh, God.
For Flacco.
Did he learn to catch? Because I really...
Flacco's got to drop the ball off somewhere, doesn't he?
Because the only thing I've seen David Njoku catch in the last month and a half was a big fireball right in his face.
How good
He
are the
caught
Rams
that
against
with
tight
his
ends again?
forehead. Oh, they're awful.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Brevin Jordan would probably be the one that I'm with no Dalton Schultz. If I'm playing a sleeper tight end, it would be Brevin Jordan. You know I've always had a soft spot in my heart for him.
Yep.
Even though he went to the U. He's a talented player, and now he gets number 1 tight end work. And C.J. Stroud loves throwing tight ends.
Yep.
Can I give you my homer sleeper?
Is it Demario Douglas?
It's not.
Is he dead?
No,
I need him to not be dead.
I'm pretty sure he died. We don't have living receivers. I think Devontae Parker is the only receiver we have playing. It's Ramondre. The only time when Bailey Zappi came in, the first thing they did was they started running the ball. Ramondre runs the ball better with Bailey Zappi in there. They designed the play around running the ball with Ramondre. The Chargers defense isn't that good. The Patriots will not score a ton. They might get a touchdown, and it's probably going to be Ramondre. Also, I think Zeke is questionable or down, so take your Ramondre. If you need a guy in that $6,000 range, no one's going to play him. Nobody's playing Patriots. So if you want a guy off the path, Ramondre.
Sleeper for me, Dontavian Wicks. I love him today. Because he's not going to get one of the good Kansas City corners. He's going to get one of the other ones. And I have a weird feeling that PFF calls this the splash zone, where you're over. It's basically anything 10 yards downfield to the end zone, and that's Dontavian Wicks just hammer, and Kansas City's not been great against those. I love him today, and he's cheap.
ETN, Mixon, Achane. You got to bench one of those. That's from Stephen Tao. Are you benching Achane?
No.
No?
No, I think he gets full workload today. Or at least what he usually gets, which is 8 carries for 198 yards. That's what he fucking does. I'm not seeing this question. Where it is. Oh, there it is.
I think is it ATN?
It might be. He's been awful the last couple weeks.
It's also like a 39.5 is the implied total in that game on Monday.
I probably would bench ETN, honestly.
The one caution I would have with it is if you need points on that Monday to win. I would just look at the
he
rest
has
of your
Mixon, who
lineup,
also plays that Monday.
Yeah, play Mixon. Mixon's not going to have, what was it, like 27 yards like he did last week?
Well, if you tell me that one of those guys has 25 points, I'd almost bet you it's ETN. But if you told me one of them had 2, I would also bet it's ETN.
Yes. Have they taken the reins off of Achane?
I mean, he's free to do whatever he wants to.
Okay.
They just don't give him more than like 10 touches.
Yeah.
He also averages like 28 yards a fucking touch. So I don't need him to have a lot.
Right. Okay. Start 2.5 PPR for Timothy O'Toole. Amari Cooper, Chris Olave, Brian Robinson. Half PPR, got to start 2.
Olave, Brian Robinson. And I know Olave's not 100%, but Amari Cooper's been thrown to by Joe Falco.
And he's banged up. He's got a, rib?
Yeah.
And
he may be fine. I have no fear of the Browns today. I think the Browns are going to beat the piss out of the Rams, which is why I like Puka Nacua so much if there is no Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
So, I don't think you're going to go horribly wrong with any of them. Robinson's playing in a much higher over-under game, and so is Olave.
Yeah. Colin Greene says don't play anybody with a Saints helmet today.
A.T. Perry.
That's the one I looked at. That's the one I looked at and I went, well, there's no Rashid Shaheed, right? He's out. Olave is banged up. And what is he, 3,300 on DraftKings?
Say it again?
How you feeling about Kyron Williams today? Is he a dog?
He is a dog, but that Cleveland defense is too good.
Mm-hmm.
It's too good for me to justify paying $7,200 for Kyron Williams. I can't do it. I understand why you're asking because he is phenomenal. I don't like any of the high-priced running backs today.
No, I like Zach Moss, and then I don't know, build from there.
Jaylen Warren, Najee Harris,
Jaylen Warren or Najee,
Brian Robinson, not Brian Robinson, Bijan Robinson. And yes, they're playing the Jets, but the Jets have been absolutely mutilated by pass-catching running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, I don't see Desmond Ridder throwing it down the field very much.
I like Bijan. Isn't that weather supposed to be garbage today?
Probably.
It's going to be shitty here, so usually that means it's got to be shitty there.
Probably. Light drizzle is the forecast.
I'm going to smash some Bijan then.
By the way, we have a chance of shit falling from the sky in practically all of these games.
Yeah.
The only ones that don't have a reasonably high percentage of rain are Colts Titans, Lions Saints because it's in a dome, Dolphins Washington, Broncos Texans is also in a dome. All the rest of them have. Oh, and Browns Rams, but that one's not on board because, well, there's not going to be a lot of points there.
Yeah.
Every other game has a pretty significant chance of things to be falling from the sky.
Mm-hmm. There's a mention. There's a Bailey Zappi mention. It's Bailey Zappi time. You excited there, Armchair?
Do I look excited about Bailey fucking Zappi?
Oh,
is Jeremy excited about Tim Boyle?
No,
we're not excited about it. We should be losing games.
That's going to be a no from me, Bob.
Yeah, we're not excited. I'm not excited about Bailey Zappi, and anybody that thinks Zappi's the answer is drunk or smoking crimes because he's Mac Jones light,
mm-hmm.
and Mac Jones was horror awful. That's why I said Hammer Ramondre because that's all we got.
Yep.
Who
do y'all feel better about, Tank Dell or Noah Brown?
Tank Dell's questionable.
They're both questionable, but he's going to be. I like Tank Dell a lot today.
I love play Tank Dell always.
Yes.
Tank Dell good.
Yes. Rob Johnson, C.J. Stroud, Kyler Murray, or Sam Howell?
Ooh.
Stroud?
Stroud's the one I want to say.
I believe it's Stroud.
It's Stroud, then Howell, then Kyler.
Yes.
He also asked Brees Hall or Isaiah Pacheco.
I don't know what to do with Brees Hall questions anymore.
He gets to work. He's just facing 8-man boxes because they're not scared of you being able to complete a pass on
Right.
However, I have already laid the gauntlet of I believe the New York Jets are going to win this game because that's to be the jettiest thing in the history of time. They win this game, all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers comes back in a week, which he probably shouldn't, and now we have a whole big new-ass narrative.
Report Rodgers unlikely to return in 2023. That's from Rap Sheet.
Good.
Which means absolutely nothing because Rodgers likes to leak fake shit to Rap Sheet just to get him to report it.
I think Rap Sheet's figured that out, though.
Yeah, probably has. He probably doesn't get his information from Aaron, but rather someone in the front office. But I think he just wants to throw with the team, to be honest with you.
All right, so are we saying Pacheco on this question from Rob Johnson?
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
That's where I would lean. We did
I haven't
that
seen
one.
a report from Rap Sheet here.
Lawrence or Herbert? This week.
Herbert. No.
I think Trevor's going to have a big game.
I don't think he's going to have a big game, but I like him better than against Bill.
Patriots have a weird way of messing with people. Like the Chargers will win, but it's not going to be pretty, and it's probably not going to be the amount of points. Like everybody that's like, oh, they're playing. Usually there's a team where you're like, they're playing this team, so they're going to get a ton of points. It's never the Patriots.
Right.
It's never the Patriots.
Right.
They're always like, I'm going to play Tyreek Hill against. No, he's going to get 40 yards and like 4 catches. Like it's never the Patriots. So whatever you're thinking about, the team will win. You can, I would say, safely pick the Chargers to win this game. Take them in the money line. Take them in the points. Don't play them if you don't have to, except for Keenan Allen, who always ends up with like 12 catches and 104 yards. If there were only 105 yards, he would have 104 of them. It's the only guy that catches the ball there.
Okay. So you would stay away from Herbert, go with Lawrence here?
I would go with Lawrence, yeah.
Speaking of money line and things like that, this would be just a tremendous week to fulfill your betus.com things because that deal's probably going to be changing in a month. So you should probably go get your 30 risk-free wagers and then double down in a month when we have a different one. That's a tease because it's already done. Nice. I can't tell you now, but I'll tell you soon. Oh, what heights will hit.
Sounds like a great news.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
It is. It's. I'll give you a hint. It's bigger than Betta's. It's smaller than McDonald's, but it's pretty fucking close.
Pretty fucking close. Let's go.
Pretty close.
Let's see. Stephen Tao as what's this? Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans. Is that a suggestion for a tandem, a stack this week?
Don't play those two together. That's less than ideal.
I mean, I get the Mike Evans thing, but
do you?
Yeah.
With J.C. Horn back?
I don't think I care.
You should.
I don't.
You should care. He has Mike Evans has killed Carolina without J.C. Horn. The one game he played was the one game he blew dead Bears.
Was it? Okay. All right. I mean, Mike Evans is not – this is not my week, right? Like I'm usually good at going, yeah, Mike Evans. This is not that week. I have another buck today.
Oh, Tal said that was a joke when he was talking sleepers.
Oh, okay. Do you know who my who my go-to for that game for my team is today?
Jack Daniels.
No.
Evan Williams.
And not for a fan. No, it's Rachaad White. This is the week. This is the Rachaad White week. that I'll actually say, go ahead, play him.
Which means he will suck shit.
Hey, I've been pretty good about this.
He was one of the leading players in the league. Last week, week before. My weeks are all running together.
I think it was week before. Just saying. I think he's gonna have a big one.
By the way, if you're a clockman, we're 75 minutes away from the College Football Playoff Committee letting me down and making me say obscenities real loud.
I don't think they're gonna. I really don't think they got it in them, but we'll see.
You ain't got a hair on your ass.
Tank is a secret Titans fan. Yeah, there's some cultures that I like, and I like the Titans culture.
As long as it's not the Branch Davidians or anything related to Jim Jones, will be fine.
Yes, yes. No, it's I like
those are cultures I don't want you to tell me that you're all of a sudden seeing the light on. Or Scientology.
I can't afford Scientology.
No, that's true. Yeah.
No,
those Thetan level readings are real expensive.
They ain't cheap.
My what?
I'm not explaining Scientology to you.
Good Lord. I don't know what
that's something we'll do in like March when there's nothing to fucking talk about except the draft.
Do not play Taysom Hill today.
He's incredibly expensive.
Yeah, no.
For the price, thank you.
I've been off the Taysom Hill. They stopped doing the Taysom Hill thing, what, 4 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? Something like that?
I mean, he's had moments. I don't like him at tight end this week. Let me look at my tight end ranking. You asked me this earlier, and I frankly, I forgot.
Oh, for your tight end ranking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the grossly obvious ones. If you need a cheap one, Brevin Jordan, you could do worse. I like Pat Freiermuth a lot.
Same.
He's going to be really high owned, but I like him a lot. You could do worse than Evan Ingram, but that's for tomorrow. And that's about it. Well, Trey McBride, but he's a play every week.
Mm-hmm. Ramondre or Tank Dell?
Tank Dell.
In the half PPR, that was for TH. Elijah Moore or T. Higgins from Sir Jimothy?
You skipped a bunch right there.
Did I?
I'd go Elijah Moore. I don't trust Jake Browning.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Presley asked Mostert, Moss, Javonte Williams, Breece Hall, or Jerome Ford. Full PPR needs 3. I would take out Hall.
And Ford?
Yeah, probably. The Rams are pretty good against the run. They're
Yeah.
terrible against the pass.
Yeah.
And they're going to stack the box and dare Joe Flacco to beat them.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to.
Armchair, do you concur?
Armchair.
Did we lose you?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you? All right.
I agree with what Jeremy's saying here.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I was searching for the question, and then I got caught in a Bailey Zappi rabbit hole.
Oh,
yes. I guess it.
We got any Tylenol in this building? My Florida State ACC championship game officials headache is it's descending.
Yeah. Did I skip any more? You look, and I'll go get you some because I know right where to find it.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And when you come back, if you want to hand me that monster out of there, caffeine levels are real low. It's in the freezer.
There it is. Found it.
I had to freeze it because it was hot.
That's not good.
Open that away. Here, let me open that away from the. I feel like it's gonna explode.
It's not gonna. I do it every day. It swells because they come in hot. Oh. With some inside baseball of Jeremy brings hot monsters to the studio every day, puts them in the freezer, and they almost explode. But then, I don't know if you can hear that or not, they get little ice chips in them.
Oh, that's the perfect.
And it's the best. It's the best. It's the best, Jerry. The best. Danny Fence said he's been doing a lot of Jalen Warren, Zach Moss combo. I'm going to forewarn you, that's going to be super high owned.
Yes.
Because we're not the only ones that are looking at running back. If you want to be contrarian at running back today, pay up for one.
Yeah.
Is there one you like? Like if you're going the contrarian way and you want to pay up for a running back, which one would it be?
Derrick Henry?
I like Derrick Henry, and they're going to run the shit out of him. The only problem is that you still get Tajay Spears, who somehow gets half the snaps and never scores.
Last week I was going to play Derrick Henry. Last week I said, nah, I'm not going to play him. That was stupid. 20.6 points. He had 2 tutties. Mostert might be a play. I like Mostert. I'm probably not touching Kamara.
I wouldn't touch Kamara.
I don't know if I... How do you feel about Eckler?
He's never been cheaper. The only thing is that I feel like New England's going to – I mean, they're not as good as they've been in the past, even defensively. No. But correct. Bill's still really good at taking away the one thing you really want to do. I just don't know if that's Keenan Allen or if it's Austin Eckler. They don't run particularly well.
No, they don't.
And the passing game is Justin Herbert drops back. As long as Keenan Allen is not actively being assaulted, fired at him. Going.
Yeah. Achane is there, 60. Like, I don't know if Bijan, I guess, is the guy that's that's where I'm probably at. I like Bijan a lot today, 6,700.
Oh, yes.
But if you're paying up, are you paying for McCaffrey? Are you just going to go to the top?
I don't hate McCaffrey. Philadelphia's linebackers are not great.
Here's if you want to do this, you can go McCaffrey and Moss, because everybody's going to have Moss. That way you don't get burned.
Yeah, Zach Moss is going to be 50% on today.
He's going to be everywhere. You take your Jordan Brevin at tight end for $2,500 to give you back some of your cash. You play a middle. You don't play an upper tier QB. You play a middle tier guy like Sam Howell. You play him with our favorite of the day, Curtis Samuel. And that gives you 6,600 a piece for 2 wide receivers and a flex. So you could go up, grab your Tyreek Hill, and then you can grab Brandon Ayuk, and then you've got to play someone stupid cheap, like Olamide Zaccheaus or something. 3,400 is what you're left with.
Sorry, I was catching up to the bottom of the chat to see if there was anything that had needed to pressingly be attended to.
Mm-hmm.
Grab the Colts defense, and then you can play... Oh, yeah, you can play Elijah Moore. There you go.
Which, that's not a bad one, because Joe Flacco and Elijah Moore should have a pretty good connection because they played together with the Jets.
Very true.
So that's Sam Howell, McCaffrey, Moss, Ayuk, Hill, Curtis Samuel, Brevin Jordan, Elijah Moore, and the Colts defense, because I think the Titans are boo-boo kitty.
I felt like a lot of really good players.
That leaves $100 left, and you've paid up at running back for someone. Can I throw that in the chat? Yes, Tal, I can. For you.
Yes.
Just for you.
Very good.
Because we love you.
He's a master.
We love you all.
He's a master roster builder. Where did you?
I feel like that should be a shirt too.
The master roster builder. You throw roster baiting in there somewhere, or did the league coin that phrase?
It's master of our domain, and when we sign the deal with them, who shall not be named, of which we've already signed it, but come up with a shirt that has our logo and their logo, and it says master of our own domain.
Nice. I love how your brain works. Before I even know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Of course I know what you're talking about.
Well, you bitch a lot that you don't know what I'm talking about.
We haven't discussed this prior, correct?
This one had nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
You were on the fucking email, so I can't do it.
I haven't checked my email, okay? All right?
This was at least 2 months ago. We have already talked about this. They had to pick people in this building, and they picked it at us.
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Well, okay. I have not
Jesus
heard anything
Christ,
about
what
it
the hell?
since. So
Armchair's like, what the fuck?
I don't know why we're
code
having this
right now.
I don't know why we're having this discussion right now, but we're having it. And welcome back to the program. Fantasy football questions being answered here in the Sportsocracy. Big things happening, as you can tell. Where did we lead? What questions did you get to while I was gone here?
Kevin the PRF, 2x4 to the knee or fingers in a sliding glass door? Damian Pierce or Miles Sanders? Neither. Is Tank Spencer available on your waiver wire? Because I would rather play him than either one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to play one, it would be Miles Sanders, and I would click that button and feel like the world was coming to an end.
Yep.
I'm your huckleberry.
Stone Sports Bet podcast asks for an anytime tutty parlay. Stand by.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, because we did Elijah Moore and T. Higgins.
Yes, that should be the next one, I think.
All right,
if we missed a question in there, just fire it again.
Right.
We'll get to you ASAP.
Breece Hall, Javonte Williams. It's Javonte for me.
I would agree.
I mean, that's between those two offenses, which one can you trust right now? And that's Denver, and it's not close.
Yada da da.
Again, with the Jeremy hates Trevor Lawrence thing.
I do not hate Trevor Lawrence.
PPR question, Christian Watson or Drake London? Watson?
It's not Drake London.
It's Watson.
Drake London gets Sauce Gardner and has Desmond Ridder throwing to him.
Don't like that.
I don't frankly give a shit who the other person you asked was. It's them. You could tell me that the question you asked was Gunnar Olszewski or Drake London. I will go Gunnar.
Deep dive. Now, somebody go find Gunnar because he'll score a touchdown some way today.
No, you're the one that does that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Gunnar Olszewski has not run a route all year, I don't think.
Really?
Not one.
No,
Really?
but
He'll
probably return a punt for a touchdown now.
He's a punt returner.
Yeah.
Former Patriot.
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like I've heard his name.
He's a punt returner in
All right, yeah.
Pittsburgh?
Yes,
Pittsburgh.
I think that's right. So that's Watson over London. Shut London down for today. That doesn't look good for him. Red C says, so Tank, how about them Bulldogs? Yep.
Oh,
we'll see you next year.
That makes me feel like he was not here for the happy times, which means as soon as this fucking ad stops,
he's going to play the Alabama fight song.
Nobody wants to hear my playlist on Spotify. I'm going to project my sadness on Tank when they leave my team out, and his team was never even in consideration. Somehow we had this dream that our teams were going to play in the national title game, and now we're both going to fucking miss it.
Which I think is the perfect scenario. I think that's how this should end up. This should end up with Georgia and Florida State in the fucking Cotton Bowl or something.
The Cotton Bowl.
Or I guess it'd be the Orange Bowl.
The Orange Bowl.
Either one. I'm all for it.
It's only fun if you say it like Pat Summerall.
Yeah.
If we play it, we should call that game. They've asked us to do college games forever.
Hell yeah. If we play each other in the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl, then yeah.
The only thing is we got to find somebody to drive me home. I don't live far from here, but I'm not driving the caddy as drunk as I will get watching Georgia beat us to death.
Oh no. That'll be an Uber night. Most definitely.
Tank finally got to see the caddy
It's
because I was finally allowed to drive it.
Right.
Mainly because Amy was laying in bed and went, I ain't leaving this spot until you get back. Cool, I'm still in your car.
Right, I'm taking the good car. All right, next
The only problem is that I have to figure out how to get it into drive. It has one of those weird little stick shift things. It's the ball that's got the button on the side, and there's not like, you don't shift it down into drive and shift it up into park. You have to lick your finger and play with the boo hole and make it do all the things.
Tickle the taint to get it to go?
Yeah.
Like, what is...
I didn't know where that was going.
Wow, this is...
Nobody ever knows where it's going with me, but it always winds up with a joke.
You get to stroke the perineum and get her started.
See, and Tank fucked it up because he went full biblical name. It's not a perineum unless you're Dr. Tank. And frankly, and frankly, your damn malpractice insurance would be super expensive. The hamburger helper glove walks in and you just go, well, looks like I'm going to die this cold.
I'm all fingers. They call me Dr. Fingers.
Oh, God. I am way too hungover for you to say shit like that.
3 knuckles deep. That's what they call me. 3 knuckle Spencer.
Can they stop calling you that?
Thank you.
They could, but I don't let them.
I was trying my damnedest to not puke.
You're about to be in a room covered in frozen monster. Or slightly less frozen
no
monster.
No doubt.
Pluto
I'm trying to get it
digested.
to come out his nose and see if we can see what that burn feels like. DC Justice, Kyron Williams, Devin Achane, Nico Collins, Devontae Smith, Terry McLaurin. He's got to have a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex.
Oh, God.
That's a lot.
Achan's the running back.
It's Smith and McLaurin.
Yeah, you're right. I wanted to find
With
a way
Nico.
to get
You want to get Nico in there or you want to get Kyron in
I
there?
wanted to get Nico in there, but I can't find a way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Might sound crazy, but if Amonra is on a Debo,
Paulson Adebo.
he won't be as productive. Adebo has been top 5 in coverage this year. Didn't even know that until just now, says 810 Media Group. Paulson Adebo. I feel like Paulson Adebo, that's one of your favorite punching bags, isn't it, Jeremy?
Adebo has been really good out wide for whatever reason.
Okay.
And don't ask me why. He just has been. The only thing is that Amon-Ra St. Brown plays in the slot, which means he gets Alontae Taylor, which I'm just fine with. I am more scared of 3 Knuckle Spencer than I am of Alontae Taylor.
Yuck.
Bingo.
Quarterback on bye, who's mid or trash that might do good today?
I see how he's asking that. His quarterback is on bye. Who sucks that might be good today? Joe Flacco. I actually don't mind Joe Flacco at all.
Mm-hmm.
He throws 2 touchdowns, he pays off. So, I mean, because to ask that question, you have to be really desperate. And there are 6 teams on bye this week. So, you're not the only one that's in that position. I don't mind Flacco. Let me look at my let me take a gander at my rankings and see if there's one I'm missing.
Are you playing a Flacco line?
I might be.
I
mean, every week I've got one cheapest quarterback. I will always have a cheapest.
I'm not I'm not judging it because before Sam Howell was a thing, I was doing Sam Howell lines.
He's certainly a thing now.
He's definitely a thing now. I'm just saying his last season when he played for your Jets, he was like a 57% completion rate, like 1,000 yards. It wasn't. I just remember how awful it was, and that was like, it was bad. The year before that, he didn't do anything. Like his time with the Jets was awful. His time with the Broncos wasn't great. His time with and then he was before that he was a Raven. Like it was like that was okay, we're good. We're going to take Lamar because you ain't got it anymore. And I mean that was 2018. It was 5 years ago. I think that there's going to be a lot of people on Flacco today because he's cheap.
They certainly will be.
There's going to be a lot of love for old Joe Flacco and his, Super Bowl MVP, Joe Flacco. I won't take that away from him, even though we should. People are going to be all over it. I just don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I'm there.
Next,
said, I did make a Bailey Zappi line, so don't even Don't listen to me.
If you're playing a cheap quarterback, is it Bailey Zapp? Because I have two others that I like pretty well.
I made a line because you can do literally anything you want if you played Bailey Zappi and one other Patriot stack. You could also just play him naked, which I don't hate.
Seems like every time I play a quarterback naked, I either cash convincingly or I never threaten the cash line.
Yes, which is exactly where you're going to end up. Who's your other cheap? Because Zappi's 4,100.
Is he that cheap?
Yeah.
Really?
No, 48. Sorry, he's 48.
I was about to say I thought he had to be more expensive. Yeah, I don't hate that because that Charger secondary sucks.
It's $4,800. You toss him with Hunter Henry or Devontae Parker, one of those two.
I don't mind Hunter Henry at all.
You toss Ramondre in there, and you basically then you can play every expensive wide receiver you ever wanted.
The two cheap ones I like are 10% Bryce Young. Because Tampa Bay sucks.
$100
and plus
more.
everybody that sucks is hurt. Right?
And everybody that doesn't suck is not going to play.
Right.
The other one I like is Kenny Pickett.
I'm not going to lie. I think I have a lineup with Kenny Pickett.
I have more than one.
I think I did make a Kenny Pickett line.
My breakdown of quarterbacks is like 60% Tua Tagovailoa, like 35% Kenny Pickett, and then others receiving votes with Bryce Young and Bailey Zapp and
I have
Joe
far
Flacco.
too many lineups. This is how I know I have too many lineups today. Sam Howell at 36%, Gardner Minshew at 27%, and then I've also got lineups with Purdy, a lineup with Zappi, a lineup with Russell Wilson, a lineup with Tua, and a lineup with Pickett. I am throwing darts today. Throwing darts.
Banging moms and slinging bombs. Let's go.
Kevin the PRF, did we guess back when we were talking about Curtis Samuel, he says don't do Curtis Samuel today. He says don't do Curtis Samuel because Eric Bieniemy has been very reactionary to the fan base apparently all year long, and every time he gets criticized for play calls, he goes the other way. And so I guess all the mention this week has been more for McLaurin and Dotson. So he says don't play Curtis Samuel today, whatever that's worth.
There's also a push in the chat that you slept in that Georgia hoodie last night.
Yeah.
That it's just us talking about our teams and them playing in the Cotton Bowl.
The Cotton Bowl. Next question.
I have all these buttons for the ESPN stream, and I don't play them, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't really have any control of what happens once I hit the button. So if somebody has a commercial that just comes out and goes, "Fuck!" I can't stop it. Like, here, I don't care.
Right.
You say fuck all you want to.
Eat and Sleep Football suggests Najee Harris.
Hold on.
I'm your huckleberry.
Jake Lewis with Super Chat. Welcome in, Jake. That's a new name. We're liking a meeting for sports, and we're happy to have you. He said bench one, Bijan, Mostert, or Monty. And I'm going to assume that Monty is David Montgomery.
Yes.
And that's who I would bench.
Me too. Because I could easily – the thing about Miami is that I don't want to bench any of them.
Mm-hmm.
They could score 70 points today, again. And I know that sounds weird to forecast that. I do not physically understand how Washington is going to stop them one time.
Agreed.
However many times they get the ball, they should score that many times. Now, it might be field goals. Maybe they do the old Tank Spencer, bend, don't break. But still, Miami's floor today is how many yards?
467.
I was going to say
higher.
The floor? I was going to say the floor was 440. The ceiling
500.
is
720.
the ceiling is our
roof.
zip code minus his.
The ceiling is the roof.
Do you have zip codes in Canada?
Postal codes, same shit, but
Yeah.
different. I think the floor is 500. I think that this game goes nanners. It's one of the few good weather games too.
By the way, we had
I'm your Huckleberry.
I missed this one. So your member chats, they don't pop up on my screen and start blinking. So apologies, Pennywise. He said, let's have a moment of silence for Emmanuel Forbes.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to go well for
I
him.
was going to play I Will Remember You again, but I fucked it up. I hit the wrong button. Now it's playing Jelly Roll. And I guess I could have played I Only Talk to God When I Need a Favor, because Emmanuel Forbes is going to be talking to God about 6 seconds into this game. Like, please, Jesus.
Please.
Let Tyreek Hill get abducted by aliens right now, or he's going to make me look really, really bad.
Yep. As I was saying when you said hold up, Najee Harris, Eat and Sleep Football, says he's been better since Canada's been gone. Absolutely he has. So,
Yeah,
I mean, he's a play.
I mean, you feel like that bubble is going to burst. I combine those words into one word.
What, the Najee bubble is going to burst, or
Yeah,
the Canada
'cause I don't-
or the non-Canada offense is going to burst?
Well, I mean, they're going to be improved because he's not there. But Najee Harris has looked like he was 543 pounds and 68 years old all year long.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
so
Matt Canada did not do that.
Maybe
He
he
didn't
did.
make him look that bad.
Maybe he made him get through some kind of mental block. I don't know.
Weakman.
Well, yeah. Next question. There's what do y'all think about the college football playoff? Well, we'll talk about that coming up at the top of the hour here.
I'm not hitting the button again until his team is very obviously left out.
Yes, as they should be.
Now, here's what's going to piss me off if Florida State appears on the screen before Georgia does. Then I will say all the bad words. Oh, I should probably put up a stream for that, shouldn't I? Talk amongst yourselves.
Yep. Let's see. Colin Greene says y'all should have been in Tuscaloosa last night. It was a damn zoo. I can imagine it was.
I can only imagine.
I imagine it was.
It was. You know where else it was a zoo? Woodfin.
What?
I'm reasonably sure that my neighbors probably called in. The dude down the hall is calling in terroristic threats against something called a Brock Glenn.
Oh,
I don't know what
as
a
you were
Brock-
screaming at the Florida
I
State
don't know
game.
what
I
a
get
Brock
it.
Glenn is, but this dude is going to kill him. Well, here's the thing. They're in Charlotte. He's not. He can't do that. So,
why does Brock Glenn have to be so terrible? How many times has that said in your living room?
oh, no, I said way more offensive shit than that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the term "he blows dead bears" was brought up at least a dozen times.
Yeah. M. Stone asked, what do you guys have as upsets today?
Oh, I like Carolina to beat Tampa Bay. I like. What other upsets do I have today? Hold on, let me get to the. I gotta get to the page.
I mean, is it an upset if Denver beats Houston?
Yes, it is.
I guess that would be the one I would get.
I like New
closest
England
to.
to cover plus the 5.5. And I know that sounds weird because they can't score, but I also don't see a way that the Chargers are going to score a lot. I mean, that game's over-under 39. 97% of the money's on the under.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably means it's
Yes.
going to shoot out and be 56.
Bailey's Happy Line.
Other upsets I like to Philadelphia plus the 3 and the Jets plus the 2.
Can we dig into your Carolina Panthers for a second here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are we not going to play Adam Thielen if that's your feeling? How can we not have Adam Thielen as an option?
Oh, he's certainly an option. He's just so damn expensive.
He'll cover.
I mean, my problem with Thielen is that he's 6,600.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I don't hate it. I just don't know. For me, I don't know who I'm going to take out.
You make I feel like you have to, if you think that that's the outcome, it doesn't happen without Adam Thielen having a game. That's at least a tutty. That's at least 7 or 8 catches, and it's probably close to 100 yards.
Yes.
If otherwise, it's not happening. I don't see that Carolina covers that without. I don't see Carolina winning that without Thielen and going off.
I mean, I could, but he would still get catches and yards, right? It would still end up with him having like eight catches, 9 catches for 100 and something yards with no touchdown, and I could see, Chuba Hubbard and Tommy Tremble and
Chuba,
those guys doing the scoring.
I look at it and I go, if you're playing Bryce Young with a $6,600 receipt, I mean, $6,600 puts you in the Nico Collins, Chris Olave, Deebo Samuel range.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're paying up for Pittman, you're paying up for Ayuk, you're paying up for Devonta Smith, you're paying up for Tank Dell, you're paying up for Jalen Waddle, paying up for Evans, Kupp, Amon-Ra, AJ, Keenan Allen, and Hill. We've all acknowledged that Hill is the guy today, but I mean, I'd take him over DeAndre Hopkins. I'd take him over Garrett Wilson. I'd take him over Amari Cooper. Terry McLaurin's probably where I would say, well, I can pay $5,500 for that, but I could play them both together. $6,600 isn't the worst decision, I think, especially if you're going to do a stack. Do a stack. Bryce Young, Adam Thielen. Pay up at running back and be contrarian a little bit.
I keep getting distracted on my anytime touchdown scorer parlay that Stone asked for like 2 hours ago.
Yes. I don't disagree with anything you said there, Armchair.
I don't either.
If you think the Carolina Panthers are going to win, then yeah, you should be on Adam Thielen. Probably, I don't think the Carolina Panthers are going to win this game. So
I do.
I have no faith. I have no faith in the Panthers. I mean, I don't have much faith in my team either. It's not like this is going to be, this is clearly the better team. I just fired Coach Bump. I get it, but I just don't buy it today. It's going to be a gross game. It's going to be 21-19.
Okay.
We won't really know anything.
I have a 9-legger.
9. Jesus.
9. Hold on. I got to refresh because it's telling me I can't do this.
I'm going to write these down.
Stand by. Stand by, folks. He's going to be a banger.
The 9-legger.
Let's see.
Jesus.
So this is going to be pick the 5 that you think will actually hit.
Devon Achane.
Okay.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Keenan Allen. Zach Moss. Josh Downs. Rashad White. Adam Thielen. Travis Kelce. Dontavian Wicks. And I believe the problem with this is that I have multiple guys in multiple games. I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I missed one there. So Achane, Downs, Gibbs, Wicks, Allen, Moss, White, Kelce, and who?
Josh Downs.
I had Downs.
Kelce, Wicks, Thielen, Rashad White, Josh Downs, Zach Moss, Keenan Allen, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane.
Okay. That's a lot.
And now I have to go back in and put them in the right way. Stupid website.
Oh. What, do you have to, put them in order?
I have to put them in the damn same game parlays, which is dumb.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's dumb.
All right. What would you cut out of there to make that actually hit? I mean, 9's just a lot.
Do you want to win a little money, or do you want to go? You want to go big?
Right.
You go big.
Okay.
You go big.
Okay.
You go big.
Go big with your 9.
Tank gets a lottery ticket. You're not expecting all 9 to hit, but when they do hit, you can take yourself out for a nice Red Lobster dinner.
Fair enough.
Bingo.
Fair enough. Next question in the comments. Oh, it flopped again. We just talked about the Bucks and the Panthers, so there's that. Texans smoke the Broncos from Stone.
I don't think so.
I don't know about that.
That Broncos defense has been playing really well.
They have.
Forcing a lot of turnovers.
I don't think that they lose. I think the Texans probably win the game, but Russell, I don't know. Something's clicked there.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a playoff team, but it's different.
No, but that's again one of those nasty competitive teams.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to they'll be a thorn in your side all game.
Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What have you been doing?
I don't know. I don't know where he's going. This is the last gasp before inactives come out, and then he has to start with the roster building, because he told me he wasn't putting in rosters officially until he got some word after the inactives. So we'll see. We'll see if that's the case here. I'm not seeing a lot of questions in here. Packers could upset the Chiefs if Taylor Swift is absent. Oh, God. Thank you, M. Stone, I thought that was actually going to be a football comment.
No. Sir Jimothy asked me if I watched the Perry Alvarez fight last night. I did not. I have my daughter this weekend, so I am full-fledged dad mode, which means Christmas movies, and then I was tired of shit and went to bed because I'm an adult, and adulting's hard as hell.
I'll be honest with you. I saw that earlier, and I wasn't sure what the fuck he was talking about. I was like, Barry Alvarez. Was he in a fight with somebody? That's weird.
Oh.
Yeah. So
is that a boxing thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sort of.
Okay. I watched some UFC last night, but yeah.
There's just as a reminder, Wednesdays 8 p.m. Eastern, Stone Sports and I on the Ocho. We're rolling along, starting to get into a bit of a groove. Our graphic situation is slowly improving. We got to get our fancy graphics like Jeremy's got up for the main show. But we're talking hockey and baseball. Shohei Ohtani should be signing sometime this week. And we've got our NHL power rankings, which are always a good time. So don't miss it. 8 p.m. Eastern over on the Ocho, which is why you see my name in the YouTube comments as the Sportsocracy, the Ocho.
Love it.
That is our what graphically do you need their partner?
I'll hit you up after. We just
good.
got some overlays that we've got to get put on. We're using StreamYard, so it's a little bit different because OBS bogs both of our computers down, and StreamYard does not.
So because I've got another overlay you can use if you want it.
100. Yeah, we'll talk after.
Danny Fens fan says y'all want to put a super flex lineup together. He went with Philly and Miami double stack, Hurts and Smitty, and Tua and Hill.
Do you want to hear my super flex lineup?
Hell yeah.
'Cause I got one. I did one super flex today.
We don't ever talk about doing super flexes.
Well, because it's a pain in the ass. I went Minshew, Moss, Ramondre, Tank Dell, Pittman, Brevin Jordan, Tyreek Hill, and Sam Howell.
That sounds great to me.
Uh-huh.
I got no issues with that.
My only issue with it is I'm done at 2:00. There's no one in the 5:00 games, but we'll see what happens.
Higbee scored twice against Arizona last week. Patty Fryermouth.
Yeah, and
you got to fire him
Higbee
up.
100% did not mean to.
You got to fire him up.
You ever see somebody score by accident? That was what you got last week.
Better start in a full PPR from KJ Frederick, Justin Herbert, or Kyler Murray?
Oh. Yuck.
Oh,
Odd.
Murray?
Yes.
No.
No?
No. I disagree.
Okay. He's going Herbert against the Patriots?
Over Kyler Murray?
Well, that's the only game,
Against
by
the
the way,
Steelers?
that is 100% going to rain.
What is the Steelers?
New England and the Chargers. It is 100% going to rain.
Okay.
It is raining right now.
I just don't like Kyler against that Steelers defense. It's the one thing that they absolutely have going for them. But you're right. I think you're probably right. I'll change my mind. I'm changing my mind. I'm flip-flopping. Pulling a tank here. I'm going to flip-flop.
Okay.
I kid.
All right. Do you see a shot that the Saints beat the Lions from Taylor M? No, I do not.
There's always a chance.
I mean, I guess there's always a chance, but
it's not a very good one.
No. Coming off of the Green Bay embarrassment, I don't see much of a chance. Are we live streaming the playoff release? Yes. We will be doing that.
I'm setting up that. I'm setting that up right now.
To be
really
clear,
big shoe.
Not broadcasting, but live reaction.
Yes. We cannot put.
There's no crimes here. There's no crimes here.
No.
So to take your, what are you, a cop? Saying, trying to get these guys in trouble. We're not doing that.
Live reactions of the playoff release.
Yes.
Noah Brown plays. Are we taking him for the cheap?
Don't hate it. I like whichever Texan is not going to get Pat Surtain, and the only one I know is not is Tank Dell, which is why I like him better.
I like Tank Dell. I don't know if you need to go on the cheap. To be honest with you, I don't know if you need to. Do you need Noah Brown on the cheap? Can you go Brevin Jordan on the cheap? Play others. Brevin Jordan and Tank Dell over Noah Brown.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've still got, 4 minutes till inactives start coming down here? Get your fantasy questions in. M. Stone says you're better off playing Taysom Hill than Herbert or Murray today. Disagree. Olave over Ridley? That would be a no.
That's going to be a yes for me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look, the Lions secondary has been fucking awful for the last handful of weeks.
Mm-hmm. But Ridley's kind of on a heater, isn't he? I feel like he's been in the end zone every week for the last couple.
Let's take a gander, shall we? He's on Monday night. Shit.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know if he needs to. I don't know if you need to. I mean, Ridley's got 47 receptions all season long with as many touchdowns as Deron Bland.
Mm-hmm. He had 2 touchdowns against the Titans 2 weeks ago, and then he had a touchdown against the Texans last week. He's gone for...
But then he didn't have one...
Before that, you're right.
October 1st was this... Like he had one on October 1st,
yes.
And then he didn't have one again until the 19th of November.
Right.
He had a couple of nice games in there, but like nothing. Like if we're talking Tutty, like the Houston game was a good game for him,
mm-hmm.
and the Tennessee game was a great game for him.
Yes.
So maybe I don't know if they're going to need Ridley a ton in this game against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's like a wounded animal right now. They're in tough.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati's in big tough. So I don't know if they're going to need it. This just maybe like you get up a score and then you give it to Travis Etienne and you just run the clock and keep your game.
Yep. I would be on Ridley. Jeremy, you're on Olave.
Yes.
Who you on Armchair?
I think I'm on Olave.
Okay.
I like Ridley, though. I just don't know if the opportunity's there.
Yep.
It's also an ugly-looking game, 39.5 total.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one side of that you can really trust.
Yep.
But it is the Jaguar side. It is the Calvin Ridley side.
Taylor M says, to be fair, Olave doesn't score much either.
He's not wrong.
Nope.
There's a whole lot more Rashid Shaheed and for a while there, Taysom Hill and a lot more bullshit that comes out of that offense than Should.
For
For a guy that we all look at and should be like top, 6, 7
that's
wide
because
receiver.
Pete Carmichael's a moron.
Mm-hmm.
If this offense was run by anybody else, Derek Carr would have more throwing touchdowns than he does.
Correct.
But they're just like, I don't know. We're on the 11. Let's bring in Taysom Hill to run a veer.
Until that works too much, and then we bury him.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What?
I just got a text message from my wife, or, a little while ago. It just dawned on her that losing the game last night will keep us out of the playoffs. And now, I'm doing a poor job of educating her on things because we scored a touchdown last night. And she went, go for 3. And I went, that's not a thing.
I knew you were going to find a way to get
3.
that in. I knew you were going to find a way to get that in.
Well, I mean, damn. I mean, these are just like big holes in her knowledge that I thought we had all sorted
I just want to,
but it's just
tank shit talking Andy on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah,
That's,
you know why
you
he
got
does
more
that?
balls than the rest of us because the two of us would not dare.
You know why? do you know why he does that? Because he knows definitively that she ain't watching right now. Knows it unequivocally.
It's recorded.
It is on the interwebs forever.
It is. Hey, I say nothing here that I wouldn't say in front of her.
I'm not saying
If she asked me that in a group of people, it would not be great. Because I'd go, what are you, stupid? I'd do the Jeremy thing.
Yep. And you know what? You know what? That comment just guaranteed that at some point I'm going to ask that. The next time I see her, I'm going to ask, hey, how do you go for 3? And just sit back and laugh. And I might have a cocktail in my hand and just go, Tank's going to get killed.
Yep. Yep.
This will be a live stream torture ticket at some point.
Oh, I think that's a brilliant idea.
Let's see. Would you stack Tua, Achane, and Hill?
Sure.
I mean, I can't tell you it's a bad idea.
No, my only question would be, what would you have to do on the backside of that?
Oh, God.
To make it work.
Play Tank Spencer.
Brevin Jordan and Zach Moss.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well,
A.T. Perry.
You can play A.T. Perry. You're going to play a lot of defenses that you probably don't want to play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. You almost have to play the Commanders' defense against yourself, which is a horrible idea. I see people do that every week. Don't do that.
Play the Patriots defense and hope for a takeaway.
I don't mind the Patriots defense today.
It's
in the rain.
It's going to be an ugly game. Yeah, it's going to be an ugly game. And look at the score total tells you everything you need to know. It's now down to 38.5. It opened at 41.5 and now it's at 38. First set of inactives, Houston and the Chargers.
Kevin, the PRF said he said, now I need a Wives in the Live Stream 6 panel.
Oh,
the only problem with that is that if we did that, I would get inundated with how the fuck did you convince her to marry you? Mm-hmm. More than I already get. I got that at an Ingles remote the other day. Whole tent passing my phone around going, how the fuck? Just look at me and go, I get it. I look homeless and she's hot. I get it. Funny goes a long way. Mm-hmm. Mic drop.
There's a prediction for Laporta having a big day today.
Laporta burned me one too many times, which means he's probably going to have a good day today.
No doubt.
I won't do it. Too expensive.
Oh, he's on the never again list for you?
He's on the not this week list. And it's not that he's bad. He's a great tight end, and I think he's probably one of the premier rookies out of this class that came out offensively. Mm-hmm. I just, for the money that you would have to, I get 2 Brevin Jordans for that.
Is there anything on the inactives that's sending you their armchair?
No, not yet.
So far, the only thing I've seen that and I'm not going to say I wasn't expecting it, no Billy Turner for the Jets, which means that line's going to suck again. Mm-hmm. And not that it would have sucked with him. It just sucks even more without him.
Right. Here's
and definitively no Dalton Schultz. So fire up Brevin Jordan.
Okay. Here is Danny Finn's roster here with the Tua, Achane, Hill stack. He went Hubbard and Moss, Dale, A.T. Perry, Brevin Jordan, and the Panthers defense. It's not terrible.
I don't mind that at all.
Because the only thing I can point to there and go, I don't know about Chuba, but here's the thing: who's going to score for them? The Panthers will score. Chuba has as good a chance as any of them to score. So, that looks good to me.
All right, we're going to have to churn through questions reasonably quickly because our live stream for the CFP starts at noon.
Well, I mean, we don't have much.
Okay.
We don't have
I didn't know where we were.
Yeah, we're at the bottom of the list here. We're at the...
So this would be a good time to say, hey, if you have remaining questions,
absolutely,
this would be the time.
Get them in because we're going to have to end this just before noon to get that other live stream going.
Somebody, so I'm friends with a lot of writers and shit that work across the country.
Yeah.
One of them is a guy that works for Memphis, which is where Mike Norvell came from.
Yes.
And
he works for the school.
He works for their radio network, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think he's actually a radio guy, not a writer.
Okay, all right.
So, friend of a friend posted on social media, Florida State isn't that great. Pulled away late from a 6-6 group of 5 team. Needed a prayer to beat a 6-6 rival. 3-point win versus a 4-8 conference foe. Lost by 10 at home. Oh wait, that's Alabama's resume.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody. I'm glad somebody said that.
Yeah,
because it needed to be said.
Yeah. Half PPR, start 1, Mixon or Hall? That's Mixon. Over Breece Hall?
Yes.
And it's not close to me. And then Steelers defense or the Falcons defense? I'd go Falcons defense.
Steelers defense.
Steelers.
Okay.
Sorry, I got sent down a rabbit hole there. Let's see. That was Kevin the PRF said, rest in peace, Herman Cain. And I was like, did he fucking die again? He died in 2020.
What was that in reference to?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But he said, rest in peace, Herman Cain. I'm like, I am 100% sure that dude died 3.5 years ago.
And he did.
He did.
He did.
Yes.
That's the Godfather's Pizza guy, right?
Herman Cain?
Yeah.
No, he was Rock Me Like a Herman Cain. He was a presidential candidate.
Yeah. That was his business, was Godfather's Pizza, and then
was it?
He rose through the rankings, and yeah. Ran for president against McCain.
Oh, he was the CEO of Godfather's Pizza.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew he was with Pillsbury and Burger King. I didn't know that he had Godfather's Pizza.
Yeah.
And he missed a great opportunity to have a campaign song that was Rock Me Like a Herman Cain.
Mm-hmm. Sir Michael Caine was the best Alfred.
Oh, he was referencing my 9-point plan. Okay, sorry. My bad. Now I get it. I get the tie now.
Gotcha.
Look, I'm still a little drunk from last night. All right. I had to drink many fireballs to not drive to Charlotte and strangle Brock Glenn.
All right. Are there names that should be mentioned that we haven't yet? We always seem to have these at the end of the show where we run across and go, we really haven't talked about this matchup today. Bijan, did we talk about him much?
We mentioned him. The Jets have been hurt by pass-catching running backs. You also just have to understand that offense is so bad that Atlanta's going to have the ball, but I think the Jets are going to find a way to beat Atlanta. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Right.
Bad quarterbacks up against Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed in that pass rush. I struggle to get there.
Highest scoring offense of the day that you have to have is Miami. And then after that, who is it? Who's the boom offense of the day?
I think Miami you have to have pieces of. I don't necessarily know that there's anybody else that you have to have. I feel like having nothing in the 4 o'clock games is a bit of an error in judgment.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing is I don't know what I want.
Ooh, well, I mean,
because the 4 o'clock games they're not great. I want to avoid Rams Browns at all costs unless Denzel Ward's inactive. Then I want Puka Nacua.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't really want anything out of Panthers Bucks if I can avoid it. I mean, my God, the over/under is 36.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at 49ers Eagles. There's a piece of that I want. I know I want Ayuk, but I don't know what I want from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Is it A.J. Brown? We haven't said his name not one time today.
Because he's expensive.
He's expensive, and I feel like he's going to be low-owned as hell.
I just don't know that he's going to be the focal point.
Why?
I don't know that I like him to be the guy who's...
PFF has him at 12% ownership, which, if that's the case,
your work.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
At 8,800, yeah, I'm good.
12%?
I'm good. I thought he was going to be at like 2.
No, Devontae Smith is $7,300, and I don't know if is that the way you go then? Or do you do you go DeAndre Swift?
That's where my mind goes.
6,600. I don't like that against that run defense, though.
I don't either.
Does Philadelphia win that game?
Brandon Ayuk's he's at 5. That's the piece of that I want.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just go Ayuk. You know, it gives you a little flappetizer there at the end. You don't really need anything else.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we got any more questions that have come in? Detroit bounce back? Yes. Danny Fence fan.
So, yes.
That's to me. That's one of the most predictable things of this week.
I agree.
I tend to agree as well.
All right. Seeing no more questions.
I'm waiting for somebody to reference the fact I just took 3 sips of 3 different beverages.
Did you? I didn't even
just
know.
Went Monster, water, coffee. And if I had a Coca-Cola, I'd have followed her up with that.
Mm-hmm. Seeing no final questions.
We still got still got 18 minutes here.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got time. Not a problem.
Who's playing tight end for Carolina today?
Tommy Trembelli.
He's doubtful.
Oh, really?
Is he really?
They have not put out. The game's at 4, so of course they're not. Of course they haven't put out their.
Listed as doubtful.
Demario Douglas is definitively down.
So that's Hayden Hurst.
Ugh.
Or Steven Sullivan.
Hayden Hurst is out.
So it's Steven Sullivan all by his lonesome.
Yay! That's gross.
Yeah, I don't see a path that I'm getting to Steven Sullivan, which means he's probably going to score 2 touchdowns.
No, sir. There are 2 fantasy relevant things in that game to me, and that's Adam Thielen and Rachaad White.
Rachaad White's going to be – he's forecast to be the most owned player on the slate.
And I get it. He's been catching a lot of passes.
Yeah, I'm good.
He's been catching a lot of passes, and the Panthers are not good against running backs.
Yeah,
so
I'm good.
Won't touch him.
It's not that I won't touch him. I just won't have him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fine. I keep looking at 6,300 and knowing he's that owned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and I get that. You know, when we keep talking about how good he's been, he scored over 17 points once. You do get that's not paying that price off, right? Like, even with all of the things he's done, all of the catching passes, he's still staying, like, right at that 3X line, which, I mean, that's fine, but it's nothing to write home about. And it's not like he's been playing the toughest run defenses in the league.
Right.
I don't think he has much of a ceiling. I mean, the only time that he scored over 18 points, outside of Chicago, he did it in the second week of the season. The only other time he's done it, it took 2 touchdowns to get him there. And I'm not sure Tampa Bay scores 2 touchdowns in this entire game.
Really?
Let alone him.
Okay. I feel like there's a 3-touchdown floor for the offense against the Panthers. And I can very well see where one of them is going to be Mike Evans and 2 of them are going to be Rachaad White. That's why I'm on him today. But I hear no lies in anything you've said.
Kelvin Joyner asked, what's our hangover strategy? Mine is to do a fantasy football show at 10 o'clock right here in the lovely studio.
The hangover strategy for?
A recovery strategy.
Oh.
Yeah, mine's to do this here program. So I've managed to feel shittier and shittier and shittier as we have gone on.
And pound all of the caffeine, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Everything I'm consuming right now has caffeine in it, except water. And if they could put caffeine in that, I'd be drinking that.
Right. That's always my hangover strategy, is just bottle upon bottle upon bottle of water.
Liquid IV. Change your life.
This may surprise some people, but I'm a soberman, so my hangover strategy is don't drink it. I'll smoke the weeds instead, and then eat all the cheeseburgers.
Wait, you don't consume any of the boozes?
I used to consume a lot of the boozes. Probably like my entire third year of university, there's not a single day that I didn't go to the bar, and I remember it vividly, or at least what I can. Far too many nights ending up in a hospital in some mental health shit, and I said, fuck that, I gotta quit the booze. So I've been stone cold sober for 5 or 6 years. Still smoke the weeds. I like to smoke the cannabis. It is legal here, so fuck your crimes. I'm allowed to do it.
Yep. Good for you.
But yeah, I gave up the sauce a while back. Now that doesn't mean that if I were to make my way down to Asheville that I wouldn't have a beer with my pals. I'm totally capable and allowed.
I feel like we need to do that for the draft this year.
Not in a program or anything like that. It's a decision I made. But listen, people could say whatever they want. They could be like, oh yeah, fucking Armchair doesn't drink or any shit. I made my choice. I can go do it if I want. It was for my mental health.
It's a hell of a good choice.
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna pull out a baseball bat and beat a homeless person to death. You're not one of those drinkers, from what I'm understanding.
No. I just sang Wonderwall and had way too many Ryan Gingers and ended up fucking passed out in an ambulance on the way to the hospital with the alcohol poisoning, a couple too many times maybe.
Nice.
So.
What he just said makes me want to play a game on the ESPN show of what is this Canadian thing that he just said. Because he said Ryan Ginger. I'm not 100% sure if that's an alcoholic beverage, a person, a company of some kind. I genuinely have no clue what that is.
Canadian Club whiskey. Okay. That's rye whiskey.
Yep.
And ginger ale. Canada Dry ginger ale.
Yes.
And it will get you fucked real fast.
Yeah.
I used to be in I'm a musician when I went to school, because we have a few questions, but we still have time. So I was a musician when I went to university, and I played in musicals. Like I played the band in musicals, and those people party like a motherfucker. And I ended up drinking all of the rums and all of the whiskeys, and the people that I'm descended from are known heavy drinkers. We have the second most bars per capita next to Dublin in my city. So we had to cancel dollar drink happy hours because university students were dying from alcohol poisoning. So my city is known for having a good time, and I absolutely partook to the fullest of advantages. And I think it's like we used to just we'd finish class, and at 11 o'clock we would walk in, and I mean 11 a.m. I would walk into the grad house bar, and I would say, hey, can I get 2 pitchers of whatever beer they had on tap? And they would say, it's 11. And I said, your sign says you start serving at 11. And then we'd stay there and drink the whole day. So I've had a lot of liquors in my day. And yeah, I'll send you guys some Canadian Club and some Canada Dry ginger ale, and we'll get you to have Ryan Gingers on air maybe.
I'm all about it. That was my drug of choice, or my drink of choice, for years in my early days.
So this is how big of a fucking lunatic.
Because that shit's cheap.
So this is how big of a lunatic I am. I don't drink tequila. Now I'm venturing back into tequila now that I'm doing the keto thing. Do you know why I don't drink tequila? Have I ever disclosed that story?
No.
because when I was in the old college, I would take tequila and pour it in Four Locos.
Yikes.
That's how out of my fucking mind I am. Patrick Holt can attest to this. And I swear I thought I saw his name. If you can outdrink me, you have accomplished something. Because I'm a warrior. Let that be known.
Gonna play fax hands.
I'm your huckleberry.
Gage Camplin, who wins, Philadelphia or San Francisco?
San Francisco.
I'll go Philadelphia.
I'm going Philadelphia.
San Francisco by field goal.
I don't understand the line. They're at home.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I have to pee one more time before the playoff release.
That.
I will be back before we sign off from the
Puka,
fantasy to do.
Puka, Nico, or Singletary, half PPR. We missed a question. We got to get it.
Yeah, we got to get some of these in here.
Puka.
Yep.
Yeah. And Pickens or Sutton?
I'm going Sutton, but barely.
I really like them both. I got to be honest.
Yeah, it's real close for me. I mean, Cortland's just been getting he's been getting the volume, right?
Yeah.
From Russ. And I like that, but I don't trust anything else for the Steelers other than George. So it's a tough one. But I'll go Sutton.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on Sutton.
Yeah.
But I like Pickens too.
Yep.
I think that I have Pickens in lineups. I have Sutton in lineups as well.
Let's see. Was there any ones that we missed? Gibbs' big game today against the Saints. I mean, there's always potential for that.
Sure.
But I don't know that I would trust it.
Jahmyr Gibbs, a dog, player studs.
Yeah.
But I'm not playing him in DFS, and that could bite me in the ass, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. There's just too much potential for everybody else to do well in that game. Between Amon-Ra and Monty.
Could be a David Montgomery game, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I know Flostradamus hates David Montgomery, but it works, right? The bowling ball works.
They're in a dome. I just see. I mean, Gibbs could get tote, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he usually doesn't start. It's usually Monty to start. And then after they've run it into a wall a few times, it's Gibbs.
Right.
See what happens.
What they used to say about, like Big Ten football, it's the Novocaine drip, right? I'm just going to pound you with the little guy, and then I'll hit you every now and then with the speedster, with the big playability guy. But then every now and then, the bowling ball shows you, oh, shit, I can do a 60-yarder every now and then.
Yeah.
That's the problem that Jahmyr Gibbs has. So I can't really rely on him to have a huge game.
He could,
But
I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust it enough to play him myself.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust him enough to play it.
I don't either.
So I'm not. If I'm paying up for a running back, it's probably CMC or Bijan. I'll take Bijan all day.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's I don't think that's going to go well for the Jets today. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to get embarrassed by the Falcons, but the whole narrative of they can sneak out the win. Am I wrong in not buying that?
I think you're wrong in it. I just don't know why they'd want the win. I know everybody plays to win the game.
Nobody wants to win, right? I mean, when Jeremy comes back, he would tell you, we don't want to win this game, but we could.
I mean, I'd like them to win the game so it would further the Patriots' opportunity to draft someone of significance.
Yep.
# Marvin Harrison Jr. I want to see that for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because his dad's rivalry with the Patriots when Brady was there was spectacular. And I would just love to see him have to go to New England to watch his son play. Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I've gotten hooked on playing these tier games on DraftKings. Do you ever play those?
I've played them before. I don't love them. I'm a bigger fan of Flash Draft or Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
Showdown's okay. I've done Snake a couple of times. Tiers are okay, though.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I seem to be better at these than anything else. It's the only thing I can actually win at. So,
Well, that's because they only give you 4 people to pick from.
that's exactly right. You got to limit my ability to screw myself because I'm going to do it every
choices.
time.
You have no choices, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Jeremy's firing up the old TV here. We're coming down to the end, not seeing any more fantasy questions. Best of luck to everybody on your fantasy football day.
It's 2 tiers.
Is this automatically going to flip over to a new thing here? All right, so everybody hang with us. We're going to have the live reactions to the college football playoff selection as it comes down.
And it's behind my head, so I can't see it.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It's all the chaos that Jeremy predicted. Maybe not in the exact pathways that he predicted, but it's
Well, if you notice,
pretty damn close.
I didn't predict a pathway. I knew it was going to go this way because you were speaking out of both sides of your mouth.
Yeah.
So now somebody's going to be pissed regardless. And this should not have been this way. This should be the easiest it's ever been. It should be Michigan 1, Washington 2, Florida State 3, Texas 4. Tell me who has an objection in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And before you tell me how bad the ACC is, the SEC's 4-6 against the ACC this season. Georgia, you played nobody in the non-conference. Sorry about your luck.
Yep.
You knew you had to be undefeated.
Yep.
Alabama, you lost to Texas. Okay? Sorry, that was a play-in game, and you lost it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got to check all the boxes. And Nick Saban kept you from doing that. So,
one question from Gray Ford on our
here we
way
go.
out into the college football playoff, of which we will take like a 3-minute break. I'll throw some music up on in front of it. I've got a thumbnail, and then Armchair, are you sticking with us for the CFP?
Yeah, I'll stick with you.
All right.
cool deal. George Pickens, Jaden Reed, or Bijan Robinson in the flex?
Bijan.
Or is that Brian Robinson? Or does it matter?
Are
we going B. Robinson either way?
I would go George Pickens either way.
Over Bijan?
Yes.
Okay.
And that
It's
was Brian
Brian.
Robinson.
It is Brian
So it's
Robinson.
Pickens.
So it's
Then
definitely
Pickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have gone
that
Pickens
would
over either one of them. But.
Yeah. All right. We'll close it out. Best of luck to you in your fantasy football dealings today. We'll be back with you tomorrow. If, just hang around here because we got the college football playoff release coming up shortly.
We're doing the things. We'll be back in 3 minutes.